Hey, today I'm going to show you how to make your own pin loom using cardboard or foam in order to weave shapes like rectangles and squares so that you can make some cool projects like this gnome or this star in different sizes. These stars are made with 2-inch squares or a 4-inch square, and this gnome is made with many different shapes: 4-inch square, a 2x4 rectangle. These are 4-inch squares, 2-inch squares I believe, 2-inch square here, and right here is a 1x4, and you can put them together and make really cool projects. You might want to make your own loom because manufactured looms like these are actually really great, but they can be hard to find or they might be out of your price range. So let me show you how you can make your own pin loom. Here are the supplies that we're going to use today. Some cardboard. I like to use 5 sheets, 4 or 5 of those. 1/2 inch foam board. I use the kind that interlocks that people use for their floor. And then some scissors, a blade, a pencil, some glue, some straight pins, or some wire brads. This is number 18, 3/4 inch. And you need some templates. These templates are available on yarnovations.com, and I like to use a thimble. All right, today I'm going to start with the cardboard one. I've already glued 3 pieces together, and I'm going to glue one more on. I use Elmer's glue. You can use tacky glue, craft glue, whatever you like. It doesn't really take very much. I just put a little bit on here and then spread it pretty thin. And I like to make sure I get to all the edges. I like to make my cardboard go in opposite directions if I can tell which direction the corrugation goes. This is a thin envelope box, not a thick boxing box. After that, I'll just glue my template on. Some people cut out the center of the template for larger looms. I cut out the center so that I can manipulate the yarn from the bottom as well. But this is a really small loom and I don't cut out the center. So I'm going to glue that on here. And you would do the same if you were going to make your foam one. Just a little bit of glue. Not too much. And I'm going to glue on the flat side. All right, now I'm ready to put my pins in. I'm going to use just a regular sewing straight pin and put it right on the dots. Can you see the dots? I like to put it right on the dot and then push it in to get started. This kind of bothers my finger a little bit, so I put on a thimble, and as much as possible I gotta try to concentrate on going straight in. And I'll go, oops, all the way through. This one bent a little bit, so I'm gonna get a new one. I'll go all the way through until I hit the resistance of this board, and then I would just keep going. Find the next hole, kind of push it in to get started, and then concentrate on going straight down through all the layers, and it should be the same height. If I'm going to use the little brad, I would do the same thing, kind of push it in a little to get started, and then concentrate on going straight down. There you go. It's the same process with the foam, except for the foam is actually easier to push through. I would find the hole and then push straight down, concentrating on being as straight as possible. Same with the brad. Find the hole, push straight down. And then just put one in all of these all the way around. The pins, sometimes you can feel on the bottom, so I'll put one more layer of cardboard on the bottom so it doesn't catch as I'm weaving or scratch my surface. So let me show you on this one how to weave it up. My first loom, I think, was a 2-inch, and I used foam and pins, straight needles, and it worked really well, but I had to be very careful as I wove because the pins can bend. These are a little bit stiffer, so it seems a little more, it's a little easier to use. I'm not as worried about pulling the yarn tightly. So I'm trying to get the needle on. It's giving me just a little trouble. All right, here we go. I like to hold the tails so the yarn is nice and tight. As you can see, it's going through pretty nicely. I can pull gently, and the brads are staying. This one will take 4 rows of weaving. I'm just doing plain weave, so over, under, over, under. I like to push up for that last row so it's easier to see where I'm going. And now that it's woven, I can take it off. So I put my needle under all of it and push it up to the top, and then I carefully try to pull it off the heads on one side. Then I can kind of grab it and kind of wiggle it if I want off the rest. There you go. I've woven a 1-inch square on my homemade pin loom.